I think Shakur knew I was really good, but he didn't say it. But now the time is here where he got no point but to now do it.
I think he's nervous and he's giving off energy as if he's trying to dilute his brain into believing things that are basically not going to happen. I just don't understand how he can dilute his brain into believing that when he didn't make Steve Claggett, that's his name, Steve Claggett, quit. He didn't make him quit. He didn't make George Kambosos quit. He did not make Lomachenko quit. So what in the world makes him think that he's going to make me quit?
They're going to say, oh, he was a lightweight. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, technically, he is a lightweight. You know, he's still WB. See, the thing is that I look at it, I don't want to elongate this whole thing, but he's still the WBC champion at lightweight division. So I'm just going to bring him back down. That's all it is. But he doesn't lose anything. He loses to me, okay, that's one thing, but he still has his safety net. You know what I mean? That's a WBC world title.
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez went toe-to-toe at a live interview, and you could feel this wasn't just pre-fight talk. It was two guys low-key trying to get inside each other's heads in real time.
Do you feel that he's better now than Loma was when you fought Loma?
Shakur?
Yeah.
And Loma? Loma and Shakur?
Yes.
No comparison there. No. But I believe me, stylistically, and the knowledge and everything I've learned from that is, I think there's a better version that we're going to see right now when I go against Shakur Stevenson Saturday night.
Teo came in spicy, shutting down the polite media tone like, nah, this is fight week, don't try to soften me up.
Stop trying to be nice on fight week. Like, this is the fight week. Like, I ain't your buddy, dude. Like, don't give me that. Don't try to soften me up to not give you this whooping I'm about to give you. So nah, I ain't trying to hear all that.
Just because I'm on top of my game. He's getting the best version of me. With Lomo, I think that it's also another thing. I'm not as small as Lomachenko was. Like, he may be the bigger fighter, but he's not just way bigger than me. I think with the Lomachenko fight, he was a lot bigger than Lomachenko, and he instilled, and his dad instilled fear inside of Lomachenko by constantly calling his name, and I seen it within the way that Lomachenko fought, and I think that I don't have that. Like, I'm the type of guy that I take risks. I'm not scared of these moments. I'm not scared of this fight. I'm not scared of none of this.
And then went straight into that locked-in, career-on-the-line mindset, talking about how he's mentally reset, blocked out chaos, and feels more determined than he's been since the Lomachenko fight. That's dangerous energy.
So I'm just going to bring him back down. That's all it is. But he doesn't lose anything. He loses to me, okay, that's one thing, but he still has his safety net. You know what I mean? That's a WBC world title. He's still world champion. So it's not like it's a lose-lose for him. You know, it's more like we tried and we win, no matter what. For Teofimo, my end is different, far different.
I feel there's more at stake for you in that sense in this fight.
My career is at stake. Not the fight, my career.
Because when Teo starts talking about silence, focus, and will over skill, you're not hearing promo talk. You're hearing a fighter who thinks this night decides everything. Then Shakur hops in and just calmly dismantles the narrative, calling Teo nervous, questioning how a guy who didn't make Loma or Kambosos quit thinks he's going to make him quit.
He didn't make George Kambosos quit. He did not make Lomachenko quit. So what in the world makes him think that he's going to make me quit?
Okay, I know you feel like you're a greater challenge for him at this point in your career than Loma was at that point in his career. Can you tell me why?
Just because I'm on top of my game. He's getting the best version of me. With Lomo, I think that it's also another thing. I'm not as small as Lomachenko was. Like, he may be the bigger fighter, but he's not just way bigger than me. I think with the Lomachenko fight, he was a lot bigger than Lomachenko,
and casually sliding in that he sees himself top 4 pound for pound after this. Cold confidence, no shouting, just, I'm on top of my game and you're about to see it. He even breaks down the Loma fight like a professor, saying Teo got more credit than he deserved, and Loma beat himself early, which is such a subtle psychological jab.
He instilled, and his dad instilled fear inside of Lomachenko by constantly calling his name, and I seen it within the way that Lomachenko fought, and I think that I don't have it. Like I'm the type of guy that I take risks. I'm not scared of these moments. I'm not scared of this fight. I'm not scared of none of this. I prepare myself to my whole capacity, and I know that come fight night, what I did in my preparation is gonna show up.
And when Shakur starts talking about Teo overrated power, struggles with southpaws, and delusion in his mindset, that's not trash talk, that's strategic disrespect. But Teo counters with gratitude, God, career stakes, and legacy talk, which makes this whole thing feel like ego versus purpose, analytics versus belief, IQ versus will.
He's a switch hitter who really fights naturally orthodox, but he chose to fight him southpaw the whole night. So when I hear him say them things, it's okay, believe what you want. I told you there's a lot of delusion that goes on inside of his brain. Like I said, Steve Claggett was a smaller guy. And being that he was a smaller guy, I watched Teo load up and hit him big, hit him with the biggest shots that he could throw, and the guy just walked right through it. He just boom, keep it moving, walk right through it. So I can't say it's that. I don't know what to make for it. I think he can punch, but I think like he overrates his own power.
Both guys think this win reshapes their legacy, both think the other is misunderstood, and both sound like they're preparing for the biggest night of their lives. This isn't just a fight anymore, it's two philosophies about boxing, confidence, and destiny colliding under the Madison Square Garden lights.
Tell us how you're going to perform on Saturday night.
I don't know how I'm going to perform. I just know when it happens, it's in God's favor. It's his will. It's not mine. So whatever he decides that night, it's not up to me, guys. It's up to the Father.
What would it mean for you and your legacy to do what you know you're going to do on Saturday?
It means everything. I trained really hard for this moment. Blood, sweat, tears is all on this, and I had a hard training camp, 12 weeks, and I'm just ready to show who I am.
And right after that Shakur-Teo tension-heavy stare-down energy, the conversation doesn't even cool off. It just sharpens, because Malik Scott and the inside-the-ring crew come in like surgeons with gloves on, turning the hype into anatomy class. Malik starts talking about Shakur's southpaw jab like it's a weapon system, not a punch, and I'm nodding, because when he says Shakur catches guys the second they rock forward, that's predator timing, not reflex.
Shakur has one of the best jabs in the business, in my opinion, especially from a southpaw standpoint. Because what he do, as fighters has this rocky, back and forth place before they about to do offense, Shakur always catches it and hits you with the beautiful jab right there. He has a great measure of distance with it.
Then he goes straight at Teo's habits, calling out that low lead hand against southpaws like a technical crime scene. And you can almost hear every coach in America whispering, "Don't do that," in unison. What makes it crazy is Malik doesn't even paint it dramatic. He just calmly explains how that jab becomes a momentum killer, a rhythm thief, a psychological brake pedal.
Shakur has a very, very good jab. So that means Teo lead hand down, going into offense against Shakur, going with his lead hand down, he's open for the jab. And we all know that's one of Shakur's best shots.
Then he flips it to the body work, and that's where it gets nasty. Because when he talks about Shakur freezing the guard to open the core, that's not flashy boxing. That's slow damage, the kind that doesn't show up on Twitter highlights but wins fights in the dark rounds. And when Max and the panel jump in talking Shakur on points, Teo's athleticism, feet, angles, resumes, and don't be shocked if Teo wins, it turns into this beautiful contradiction storm. Logic versus chaos, structure versus instinct, IQ versus explosion.
Because of Teo's feet, and I've said this before, Teo can be on the side of you while he's giving you angles he can match Shakur's speed. Speed, yes, maybe not technique, but speed, yes. He has better power and his feet are really good. So when he's on the side and creating angles, yes, I like Shakur on points. I would not be surprised if Teo won, and I would not be surprised if these two guys have a 3-fight series.
I agree with that.
I love how nobody sounds certain, but everyone sounds convinced. Malik's saying system, Max is saying safety bet, the panel's saying don't sleep on Teo's engine, and we're sitting here like, yeah, All of that can be true at the same time. That's the beauty of this matchup. You're not watching a fight, you're watching theories collide. Styles, habits, psychology, athleticism, discipline, timing, all crashing in one ring. No clean narrative, no simple answer, just high-level boxing chaos wrapped in strategy and confidence.
They're scared to fight everybody. By the way, even the in-between fights that Teo's had, you look at dudes that he's fought.
Serious fights.
If you took Josh Taylor and Lomachenko off his resume, he'd have as good a resume as the rest of these guys.
Come on now. So you keeping the real right now.
Teo's the real deal coming up.
And right after Max and the panel turned the fight into a full-on physics experiment of angles, athleticism, and probability, Tim Bradley comes in like the professor who's been grading both students for a decade and isn't impressed by vibes alone. Bradley straight up frames Shakur as the thinking fighter, the guy with a built-in plan A, B, and C, and you can feel he respects that cerebral adaptability more than raw chaos. He admits Teo has a high boxing IQ and that explosive athleticism that lets him invent moments in real time. But then he hits that warning bell. Creativity gets a lot harder when the guy in front of you sees everything coming. Bradley basically paints Teo as this dynamic, rhythm-switching wild card who can steal early rounds with pressure and unpredictability, but says the technical gaps, hands dropping, footwork lapses, defensive carelessness, are exactly the kind of micro-errors Shakur lives for.
You know, they have that ability. Shakur, like you said, he's highly skilled. He has skills inside the pocket as well. Mid-range, he's great too. Outside, of course, he's great. So he has those abilities, you know, at his disposal to be able to change up and do and be whatever he needs to be. He has the skill set to do so, the mentality, and he has the confidence to do it as well. Teofimo Lopez, from a degree, he does have a high boxing IQ as well. He does. I mean, he was able to deal with Lomachenko. He was able to deal with Taylor.
The way he breaks it down, Shakur might take a few rounds to download Teo's rhythm, but once that happens, those tiny mistakes start looking like blinking targets. He keeps circling back to frustration too, saying Teo's real test isn't power or speed. It's whether he can stay mentally steady when he can't land clean and starts getting picked apart by fundamentals. Bradley also goes heavy on preparation and discipline, basically saying fights are won months before the bell, and he clearly thinks Shakur's environment and mentality give him an edge there. Then he drops the Bud comparison, calling Crawford-level sparring a cheat code for growth, and straight up questions whether Teo is getting that same elite sharpening. His bottom line isn't, Teo can't win. It's more dangerous. Shakur's technical consistency versus Teo's athletic brilliance, and when things get chaotic, the technician usually cashes the check. That's Bradley's thesis. Teo can be spectacular, but Shakur is built to systematically erase spectacular.
You know, for the most part, I see Teo, where he's going to struggle is just from the technical aspect. He doesn't always bring his hands back to his face. You know, he shoots his jab, he brings it back low. And I know some of you can be like, well, I mean, yeah, he does that, Tim, but he can also, you know, convert it, you know, from a jab down low and, you know, having to bring his hand back low. And he has the ability to sweep up with a left hook. Yes, he does have that ability. But again, that's against these other guys that he's faced. You know, he's facing a guy with a high boxing IQ, one of the best in the sport.
And after Bradley turned the fight into a masterclass on rhythm, fundamentals, and mental warfare, Richardson Hitchens slides in with that confident gym insider energy like, yeah, I've seen these guys up close, let's keep it real. Hitchens gives Keyshawn his flowers, calls him a complete talent, but then immediately plants his flag. I'm special too, I'm one of them. That's that fighter ego you need at this level. If you don't think you're elite, you're already done. But what really hits is when Hitchens shifts to Shakur versus Teo and frames it like a danger-based equation. He straight up says Shakur is the favorite because he's just hard to touch, but Teo isn't some stationary target either. Athletic, defensive, capable of making you miss and pay. Then Hitchens drops the key line. It's all about whether Teo can make Shakur think twice. That's the whole fight in one sentence.
I mean, everybody expects me to be like, Shakur's gonna win easily, right?
Well, that's what we think.
Yeah, but I think it's a good fight. I think it's honestly 60-40. I think, you know, obviously favors Shakur. He's the more unbeatable guy because he's hard to hit him, period. Yeah. But Teo also has the abilities to not be that easy hittable. Like he's not just a guy you're sitting there to pick apart.
If Shakur feels zero threat, he's going to cook Teo like a surgeon with Wi-Fi. But if Teo can inject danger into Shakur's brain, make him hesitate, make him respect what's coming back, suddenly it's chess with a timer. Hitchens even admits Shakur might still win, but it becomes that get what I can and slide type of performance instead of a clinic. And when he brings up the Zepeda fight, saying Shakur surprised him under the lights, that's a subtle warning. Gym Shakur and big stage Shakur are two different beasts. Hitchens basically paints Shakur as this pressure-tested competitor who levels up when the moment is hot, but still leaves the door cracked for Teo if he can bring real threat, not just noise. So yeah, Hitchens isn't picking Teo, but he's saying Teo's only real win condition is fear, and in boxing, fear is sometimes the most powerful punch you can throw.
He's also athletic and defensive at times.
Yeah, so I think it's a 60-40 fight. I'm favoring Shakur. And I don't know how Shakur is gonna win the fight. I don't know what Shakur is. With Shakur, it's all about the danger you could put in front of him. That's one thing I do know. If he feel like it's danger and you got his mind thinking and working, you can tame him and make him keep off of you.
So when you stack all of this together, the press conference mind games, Malik Scott dissecting habits like a coach with a microscope, Max and the panel weighing chaos versus structure, Bradley warning that fundamentals always collect interest, and Hitchens boiling the whole fight down to one word: danger. You realize this isn't just Shakur versus Teo, it's order versus volatility in real time. Shakur is being framed as the system, the algorithm, the guy who slowly deletes your options until you're shadowboxing with anxiety, while Teo is being framed as the glitch in the system, the athlete who can break patterns with one explosive moment if he forces Shakur to respect him. Every expert is basically saying the same thing in different languages. If Teo can't break Shakur's rhythm and confidence, it turns into a clinic. If he can inject chaos into Shakur's brain, we might get a classic.
If Teo can't make him think, if Teo don't got nothing that's like, yo, this motherfucker hurt me, Shakur's gonna have his way with him. So it's all about what Shakur feels in that ring that day.
That's why this fight feels bigger than belts. It's a philosophical boxing experiment under MSG lights. Drop your take in the comments, let's really debate this one. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.